Welcome to The Savvy Scholar. Today we will discuss about the history of art, from cave walls to modern art. Before written language, our ancestors were already creating images. The need to create is as old and innate as our most basic needs. Art is for anyone who wants to experience it, and this video is a journey through art history's timeline. We will see how art evolves with advancements in knowledge, technology, and society. Prehistoric art, from 40,000 to 4000 BC, was a tool for sharing information and an early sign of symbolic thought, often depicting survival or fertility. Later, ancient art enforced religious and political ideologies through naturalistic images of humans, gods, and rulers. Between the Roman Empire's fall and the Renaissance, medieval art served the Church. The main goal was communicating clear, iconic religious narratives to a largely illiterate populace, using gold and jewels to inspire awe, with realism being a secondary concern. The term Renaissance is derived from the Italian word rinascimento, which means rebirth. Artists of this period found inspiration in the classical art of ancient Rome and Greece, which materialized in works like portrait paintings, anatomically correct sculptures, and symmetrical architecture. The Renaissance, or rebirth, looked back to ancient Greece and Rome, celebrating humanism and classical knowledge. Artists like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo pioneered techniques such as linear perspective, chiaroscuro, sfumato, and oil painting, which created convincing depth and realism. Following the perfection of the Renaissance, the Baroque movement emphasized drama, extravagance, and intense emotion. The big idea was to evoke powerful emotions and religious fervor through dynamic, theatrical compositions using dramatic light and shadow. Caravaggio, Gian Lorenzo Bernini, and Rembrandt were the famous artists of this movement. The 18th century saw a swing between Rococo's opulent playfulness, which favored light colors and themes of romance, and Neoclassicism's return to simplicity, symmetry, and rationalism, inspired by the rediscovery of Roman cities. Romantic artists reacted against rationalism, celebrating emotion, imagination, and the sublime power of nature. This movement sought to evoke intense feelings, explore the spiritual side of humanity, and prioritize individual expression. The French Revolution of 1848 established the right to work, which brought on the anti-institutional movement of realism. Realism rejected the exotic and idealized, choosing instead to depict the everyday lives of ordinary people. Fueled by social change, this movement focused on contemporary life, labor, and social injustice, using unembellished scenes like photographs. Impressionists broke from academic tradition by painting outdoors, focusing on capturing the sensory effect of a fleeting moment. Their key characteristics included visible, small brushstrokes, vivid colors, and an emphasis on the play of light. Claude Monet, Edgar Degas, Auguste Renoir, and Berthe Morisot were famous Impressionist artists. Post-Impressionism extended and rejected Impressionism's limitations, moving beyond naturalistic light to focus on personal expression. Artists used bold color, simplified forms, and symbolic imagery to convey emotional and psychological depth. The 20th century saw radical shifts. Movements like Fauvism and Expressionism prioritized raw emotion, while Cubism, founded by Picasso, shattered the rules of perspective. It broke subjects into geometric forms and reassembled them to show multiple viewpoints simultaneously. In response to war, Dada was, quote, anti-art, producing absurd works to reject traditional values. Surrealism, influenced by Freud, explored the subconscious mind, juxtaposing unrealistic subject matter with realistic painting styles to challenge reality. Bauhaus aimed to integrate art into everyday life, breaking the barrier between fine arts and craft, using abstract styles and geometric shapes. Abstract Expressionism, the first American movement to gain international popularity, incorporated the trauma of World War II with the spontaneity of Surrealism. Pop art revolted against elitism, turning to mass media and consumer culture with bold imagery. Conversely, minimalism reacted against emotion, seeking purity with precise, factory-made objects, asserting that, quote, "What you see is what you see." Contemporary art, the art of today, has no single dominant style, focusing on ideas and cultural dialogue. This timeline is a useful tool, but we must also acknowledge the non-Western cultures that influence these movements, ensuring a more inclusive view of art history.